All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and today we're going to be taking our first look at the brand new Marvel Zombies uniform for Falcon. Honestly, I gotta say this is probably my favorite looking zombie uniform so far from this October update. I really dig the fact that they went an extra mile with Falcon's uniform. The other characters, Captain America, Doctor Strange, and Wong, looks like you took the living version of them and then zombified it. This one, they went a step further. Everything from the demonic glow in this guy's eyes to the missing arm to the crack in his skull to the fact that, let me just zoom in and show you, look at his legs, bro. He really been through some shit. I'm not sure if this is signifying that he was just so weak when he was alive that he got manhandled, as opposed to the other characters where they were stronger, so they died with more of their body intact. I don't know if that's the message they're trying to send, but yeah, Falcon really been through some shit and they brought him back as a zombie, and I'm digging it. Okay, in addition to that, he's now becoming a super villain support character. So if you wanted another super villain support, now do keep in mind that he's only going to be buffing your zombies, and so far all of the zombies are super villains. I'm assuming that we're going to get more zombies in the future and they're all going to be super villains, okay? Because that's been the trend so far, turning heroes into villains, and I don't see that changing. But when we will be getting more zombies, that's up in the air. I think for part 2 of this October update, we will be getting maybe at least 2 more zombies, and then we might have to wait until next October to get another 4 or 6 zombies. So it's a very niche support, but it is a very strong one. And if you're a fan of any of these characters, Falcon is now an additional support that you can use for these guys in addition to Wong. But Wong can only buff Doctor Strange because it only buffs magical allies. Let me show you guys Wong's passive here, right? Whereas Falcon will buff all of the zombies. So something to keep in mind. However, do keep in mind that next year, 2025, Falcon will be getting a brand new uniform and a tier 4 when his movie gets released. So this uniform has a small shelf life in terms of being a DPS, but honestly, I don't think they made this uniform with him being a DPS in mind, because they actually made it so that you cannot cancel any of his skills. And I'll show you guys what I mean here. Like, take a look at the 1, you cancel out of it, you get nothing. The 2, you cancel out of it, you get nothing. The 3, you cancel out of it, you get nothing. Right? The 4, look at this, you cancel out of it, you get nothing. The 5, if you cancel out of it, guess what? You get nothing. Okay. And you might look at this and say, what's the big deal? Well, you want to have at least 1 or 2 of your skills where you can either instantly cancel them and still get the effects, or delay cancel them and still get the effects, so you can chain skills together and get that chain hit damage bonus. In the case of Falcon, he's actually losing that. Now, with his previous uniform, he was not necessarily a character that you could chain a bunch of skills together with. Let me just show you guys right here. But at least 1 of his skills could be canceled, and that was the 3rd skill, right? You're gonna see that little thing fly around, and it was still doing a little bit of damage, right? He hung around for a while. The other skills, you still, if you cancel them, you got nothing. So he's not necessarily losing as much in terms of chain hit damage possibilities as Wong, where they just kind of crippled him, but he's still losing a little bit. But the rotation for him, what they want you to use is this, okay? 3, 4, 5 or 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's gonna be something like this. Let him roar and then do that. Like, you can't use a regular CDP of energy or destruction with that rotation unless you're gonna do this, right? Just cancel everything, put it all on 5, and then obviously cancel everything and put it all on 6. So not necessarily a character that a lot of people are going to be using for DPS. You're primarily buying this uniform for Falcon because it makes him a support for zombies and a super villain. Now, I'm kind of curious to see how much damage he's actually losing, since he's giving himself and all zombie allies, because he is a zombie, 50% more damage. So I'm kind of curious if even losing that 3rd skill where he can delay cancel or insta cancel even makes a difference. So that's what I want to show you guys in this video, okay? All right, let me see how we do against Kang. Quick little comparison here. Now, I do not have a PvE build on him. I'm actually using him with a CTP of regeneration because I primarily use this guy for AC because he has high dodge and a really nice heal when he dodges. So I just wanted to make him a little bit tankier. Probably should give him a CTP of authority, but authorities are kind of premium these days for AC with the sheer number of characters that you want to build. If you want to be able to have a good amount of presets and whatnot, and the regen just kind of gets left behind, so I just throw it on characters to give them a little bit of cushion, you know. Okay, so obviously if he had like a rage or an energy even, or destruction, any of the three, he would be significantly better than this. He would definitely be able to clear this based on what I'm saying, because this is with no proc. Alright, the only damage proc we have is coming from his third skill. That gives him 50% extra attack for, or extra damage rather, for 2 attacks. Just want to see, how much damage this guy can do. Okay, I'm going to use the co-op here to keep myself alive till we can heal. There we go. That heal is nice, bro. Him healing for 120% when he dodges is insane because his dodge is so good. Alright, so we're at 319. Let me see what the zombie uniform looks like. So one of the cool things about this uniform for Falcon is even though he is becoming a super villain, you can still use him with White Fox. And that's cool because primarily you can only use White Fox with characters that have the leadership ability, and the leadership ability is almost exclusive to heroes or characters that are natively heroes. And when characters become villains, oftentimes they lose access to White Fox. We've seen it in the case of Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. When he became a villain, he lost the ability to use White Fox. But we see it from time to time where, characters like Captain America became a villain and he still have access to it. I don't know what the criteria specifically is to keep it. We saw when Colossus became a villain, he still kept it, and in the case of Falcon here, he's becoming a villain and he still gets access to it. So I don't know, maybe they're just playing favorites, I don't know. But realistically, I'm looking at the damage and the damage looks kind of worse with this new uniform, even though he's supposed to be doing 50% or more damage. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, I'm still passing the proc successfully for the 2 hits and procking on the tier 3 and procking on the 5 as they recommend. But like, you're looking at the same thing I'm watching, right? And it looks like the 5 is shorter and does less damage. So maybe I have to let the 4 play out a little bit, but the 4 doesn't look like it does any significant amount of damage. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and keep him alive there. Yeah, fam, he is weaker, and you can't even charge the tier 3 faster or anything. Like, I'm looking at this, he is weaker, fam. Like, I'm trying something different because we've already established that he's weaker, but like, what the heck is going on? Like, 50% extra damage and he is quite a bit weaker. Is the passive not working? Alright, that first round against Kang, kind of disappointing. Let's see how we do against Mephisto. Just trying to see how long it takes us to go through a couple phases here against this guy. Come on. Might as well just enrage him here, I guess, since it's faster to just let him sit in place there. Okay, can we break him here? And break? Nope. Okay. All right. No break. Yikes. Okay, so we broke at 1 minute and 3 seconds. Another quick test here against Mephisto. Let's see. Just want to see how quickly we can actually get through the first couple of phases. Chose not to use any strikers, but that's because I didn't want Mephisto to enrage too early, since I figured we would need to hit him a lot, and we do need to hit him a lot. Yikes. Okay. I do love how he runs. Very zombie. Very zombie-ish. Okay. So, yikes. Yikes.com. I know this is not a PvE build, but like, I was expecting him to be better than this. With 50% extra damage to super villain dudes. Alright, so I want to see if Falcon support makes a difference. So we're gonna try Mephisto versus Doctor Strange, or Doctor Strange versus Mephisto, whichever way you want to say it. Doesn't change the effects. Go ahead and throw out a tier 3. Okay, so 40 seconds for the first phase. We're gonna push through. Okay. Now we can actually see the bars, so. Oh, come on, he went into an iframe there. Okay, let's go ahead and toss out the tier 3 right quick. Was that a waste? Maybe. Whatever. Alright, so we're gonna stop it right here. 1 minute, 6 bars left on the second phase. Okay, cool. Alright. Let's see how much of a difference Falcon actually makes. Okay, so that was about 13-14 seconds ish. Oh yeah, I'm seeing a big difference. So it looks like Falcon actually works, but what I'm guessing they did is they tweaked the damage numbers on his skills to make him a worse DPS since he became a support. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, and we've seen that oftentimes where characters have a lot of buffs, where they can play the support role and they used to be a DPS or have what looks like the, oh, come on. I got caught up there, but whatever. We've seen enough. So Falcon actually works. Let me get out of here. Falcon actually works as a support, but I'm guessing since he has access to White Fox and literally so many OP supports, they made him a worse DPS. And I guess since he is missing a arm and half of his brain, I guess that's why he's shit as a DPS. So you're buying it because he becomes a zombie support and a super villain. But this is what the build currently looks like. It's nothing crazy. However, I was expecting him to do more damage in this uniform since he has access to 50% extra damage to supervillains, and I didn't see that. But you guys let me know what your findings have been with him in the comment section. I'll catch you in the next one.